I'm sure our viewers have enjoy our dance moves. I was going to say something else, but yeah.
This is my robot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Hey, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So glad you're with us. Eric and Stella with us. Check in with Netta and see how she's doing on her robot moves.
I'm not
there we
very
go.
good at the I like this head thing that you had, but then the pushing of the hand. Well, there you go. It's really hard without music. Thank you for singing to keep it going. I think people do not want to see me do the robot. Good morning, everybody. Looking at PB right now, and you do have a little clear skies. Oh, hello, Seagull, coming on through. Yeah, the pier looks beautiful, of course, and the cloud coverage barely there this morning. So really weak marine layer just along the edge of the water. So as you see from San Miguel, very clear conditions. And yeah, that does mean things are going to warm up today. We're going to be warm and muggy. In fact, we're going to see relative humidity numbers moving up. Our chance of monsoonal moisture does return for our mountains and our deserts. The likelihood of that, though, increasing for your Friday. So we'll talk more about those chances of thunderstorms coming our way coming up. Here's a quick check of our roads, and you see a lot of green on all of our major roadways. And right here, there was a crash that just popped up just at the 5 right before you get onto the Coronado Bridge. So it looks like that on-ramp may be impacted. They're working to move that over to the side, but you see that slowing on the 5. If you are headed to Coronado, that may slow you down just a little bit. I'll send it back to you.
Netta, thank you. Today, President Biden will announce new strategies aimed at slowing the spread of the COVID-19 Delta variant. One idea being considered: mandatory vaccines for government employees.
All federal workers, including contractors, could be required to get the vaccine or get tested regularly. In addition, unvaccinated federal employees will have to social distance and follow travel restrictions. Now, critics claim that the mandate would be a civil rights violation. CBS News will be covering the president's announcement in a special report. It'll air on CBS 8 today at 1 p.m. We will also be streaming it online at cbs8.com.
And this morning, the new school year is bringing new concerns over cases of COVID on campus.
A lot of safety updates have been made in schools since last year, but what does happen if your child or a classmate should get sick? News 8's Evan Rani live in Chula Vista, where one school is dealing with that situation. Good morning to you, Evan.
Good morning to you as well, Eric and Stella. That's right, we're outside of Hilltop High School in Chula Vista, part of the Sweetwater Union High School District that serves over 42,000 students. And what we've been told is that several schools within the district have been notifying parents that there have been positive COVID cases on campus already, just less than a week after students have headed back to the classroom. In Chula Vista here, whether it be the Chula Vista Elementary School District or Sweetwater Union, it is a normal schedule that students go back to school in mid-July, as they have during this year. But again, it was just last week that they entered the classroom, and now positive COVID cases are rising. Parents and students alike all wondering what the protocol will be moving forward if we continue to see more positive cases.
Is school going to shut down again? You know, stuff like that.
Kids are worried.
Yeah, really worried because we don't want to go back to quarantine.
Now, according to the County Office of Education, the individuals who tested positive here at Hilltop High have been sent home to quarantine and study remotely. Contact tracing has also been initiated, but in a high school environment with students going to several classes a day, that can be a little bit more difficult than, say, at an elementary school, for example, where a student would be in just one classroom during those instruction hours. It also begs the question of whether siblings of students who have been exposed should also quarantine. Now, according to the district, if a student has been sent home because of contact tracing but has not tested positive directly with that rapid test, then no one in that household needs to be quarantining unless there is a positive case. Students at Hilltop say they're not sure who tested positive exactly, but just know COVID was already there as a concern, and now those concerns continue to rise here across the school district. However, important to keep in mind, this is a small percentage. We haven't gotten exactly the certain numbers of how many students within the district have tested positive. We are still waiting on that. Also important to recognize that less than a third of the students who are eligible for that vaccine, that COVID-19 vaccine, have actually gotten the vaccine. That's according to the CDC. They say students above the age of 12 years old, teenagers specifically, have been vaccinated at just about a third in total of the total percentage. So there are still plenty more students and still a push coming from the federal government and from individual administrators to get more and more students in high school schools specifically vaccinated. But again, the protocol being that students are still expected to wear masks while inside of the classroom, but more positive cases coming forward, and that protocol being updated daily based on contact tracing of the positive cases. Outside of Hilltop High School, I'm Evan Irani. Back to you.
A local substitute teacher and Boy Scout leader is now facing charges of child pornography. 31-year-old Andrew Primes worked at Poway Unified as well as the San Dieguito Union High School District over the past year. Authorities say he was responsible for possessing and transmitting several thousand images that contain child abuse sexual imagery. Investigators are now focusing on 4 schools in particular where Primes may have worked: Bernardo Heights and Pacific Trails Middle Schools, Torrey Pines High School, and Canyon Crest Academy. This morning, the families of service members killed in a training exercise off San Clemente Island are set to make a major announcement.
This comes nearly 1 year after this tragedy. News 8's Chris Groh is live in Oceanside with a closer look. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Eric and Stella. 8 Marines, 1 sailor killed 1 year ago tomorrow. Their families, which include parents as well as loved ones, will be speaking to the press a little bit later on this morning, making a major announcement, but also voicing their questions. We actually did catch up with some of the parents, 2 parents actually, of the youngest Marine killed in this accident. Here's a little bit of our conversation. Take a listen.
We're still waiting for answers as to what exactly happened. We did get a report of the mechanical aspect of the problems that occurred on the island, and also actually what happened out in sea.
And that's Carlos Baltierra. He and his wife, Evelyn, are the mom and dad of Brian Baltierra. Brian was just 18 when he was killed after that amphibious assault vehicle, or AAV, as you might have heard it called during that time, sank during a training raid at San Clemente Island. So today, his family, as well as others, plan on making that major announcement, as well as, again, publicly asking questions specifically to the Marine Corps and BAE. Now, BAE is the manufacturer of the vehicle that sank. Now, on March 22nd, as you heard Carlos allude to there, he says that the family of the 9 who died did get a detailed explanation of what happened. But the problem is, according to them, that there was a lot of redacted information. And Carlos and Evelyn say this could have all been prevented with correct standard of operations followed and proper communication. And one of the really heart-touching moments there, this really very sad moment during our conversation, Carlos actually showed us one of the last text messages that he sent to his son after he had heard about his son's fate. Look.
I actually sent him a message the day after I heard that he passed away. And, you know, and it was just one of those things that I said, Brian, you know, I'm sorry that this happened to you. Going forward, you'll be in good hands going forward.
And so again, we'll be hearing from the families later on this morning. That should take place sometime around 9 a.m. We could be potentially taking a look at other pieces of video from the day of this accident. That is something that we could potentially see, as well as that major announcement. Eric and Stella.
So tough to hear from that father. Chris, thank you. If you're looking to beat the heat today, San Diego County has more than a dozen options for you to help you keep cool. 16 free cool zones will reopen at libraries, recreation centers, museums, and fitness centers. For a full list of these county cool zones, just go to our website, cbs8.com, and click on the help button. So if for some reason you liked yesterday, you like the warmer temps, it's a repeat.
It is a repeat. So hopefully you found a way to stay cool. This right here, a great idea, but you don't have to twist my arm to tell me to go to a library. That's another good spot to go. I love taking Roya to our libraries, and certainly, you know, obviously they have the AC working there and those locations, and this is Mother Nature's AC in the water. In fact, temperatures did cool down a bit. We saw a little upwelling going on. So we're looking at 68 degrees on average in our waters, where we were in the low 70s. That was the view at Cardiff. I want to show you this drought monitor because it just got updated just moments ago, right at 6 o'clock this morning. So the very latest for our state, unfortunately, you see extreme exceptional drought conditions still prevail here for most of California. I will say, though, in places like Utah, they saw less extreme and exceptional. So it did improve a little bit, mainly because of that monsoonal moisture that they've experienced across the Four Corners state. states and Colorado, Arizona. That has brought significant rainfall. Taking a look here, pushing in close to San Diego County, we're still moderate to severe to the north. So this has not changed for us. We're still in that moderate range for most of our county, but that's the very latest drought monitor. They, update that every Thursday morning. Here's a look from San Miguel, looking out towards the west there, Sweetwater Reservoir right there. You know it's clear when you can see that, and we can see pretty much all the way to the coastline. 68 degrees right now, right along the coastline. 67 in El Cajon, 65 in Alpine. Coming up, I'll let you know what your afternoon highs will bring and that chance for monsoonal moisture when that could actually occur here. Taking a look at traffic, this just popped up, so I'll look into what that is, but I do want to take you to the Coronado Bridge where there was a crash right at the bridge and the 5, and it looks like any kind of slowing has improved, although it just turned yellow, so they're still working to clear that scene.